In a significant move towards redefining democracy in Africa, leaders and experts have called for the adoption of an African-designed democratic governance system. The main best known are the maiden edition of the International Conference on Africa's Democracy held in Abuja with the theme of building a governance system that works in Africa for Africans. Prominent figures, including Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, and former Prime Minister of Kenya, Raila Odinga, emphasized the need for a system tailored to Africa's unique challenges.
We must embrace digital and artificial intelligence revolutions, protect democracy, enhance electoral integrity, and empower citizens while guarding against manipulation and misuse. Vibrant democracies are not built in a single moment of voting, but they are sustained through continuous inclusive dialogue.
Raila Odinga echoes this sentiment, calling on leaders to unite against decades of Western exploitation and forge a new path for Africa's development.
Collaborating with African parliaments and continental bodies to strengthen interparliamentary engagement and harmonize development efforts in ways that reflect Africa's evolving political realities. Our collective resolve is to ensure that democracy is not only practiced, but also lived by all citizens, especially young people, who hold the future of the continent in their hands.
So the case of Africa is for us to look at ourselves and redefine ourselves. What is the quality of the African? What is the content of the African? The black person is the black person. You are being victimized and you are victimizing yourself. We need to have one language. But in preparing ourselves, we have language barrier. To prepare our younger generation, we need to learn the languages.
IMF, they have given us several things that have never worked. And that has led to several countries in Africa entering recession. And the next thing is that they begin to blame some of this African government for even towing that particular line.
The keynote speaker, Professor Patrick Lumumba, charges African countries to put aside their differences and develop a leadership system that fosters development and progress. He specifically calls on Nigeria, the most populous African country, to lead the way, assuring that other African countries would follow.
Important because it is the only thing that is going to immunize us against the vagaries of the neo-colonial project. When African countries regained their independence, each one of them adopted a system of governance that was inherited from the colonizer. And I tell you, none of them will succeed on the basis of those systems. We have been fed on the chicken feed of IMF, chicken feed of the World Bank, chicken feed of USAID, chicken feed of GIZ, chicken feed of USA, chicken feed of CEDA Sweden.
Conference serves as a wake-up call for African leaders to adopt a homegrown democratic system that addresses the continent's peculiar challenges. The next conference, scheduled to take place in Nairobi, Kenya, is expected to further drive the initiative.